Welcome everybody. Today we have 10 new glitches in Super Mario Maker 2. If you want to see us playing around with these glitches, you have to go over to our Twitch stream now. That's where I'm streaming. Twitch.tv/spark_sc and hang out with us over there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's dive in. Here's a strange little interaction between that launcher, that muncher, and this one way. Now, if I run underneath this launcher right here, it's actually going to push me into the muncher and damage me, which seems normal. When the iframes run out, now I don't die if I face any direction. So it's almost like I can't move, although I probably can still move. It's just I don't run into the muncher. If I duck jump in any direction, then I do die. This is all very strange. So I'm going to hold left, duck, and then jump, and you see that I die. Why? Here we have Teenage Toad with a cape. Now, when I stand on top of this cannon right here and flick the cape, when I hit the note block, it's going to add interesting momentum to Toad. I'm not going to press anything other than flicking my cape, and you'll see what happens. Check this out. It just flies me over to the left, strangely enough. If I hold A, something different happens. Not as interesting, but something different definitely does happen. So it pushes me after I go out from underneath the note block, but then I will land on this cannon because I fall slower. Did you know you can actually detach winged munchers from their pipes? So this pipe over on the top left over here is going to fly out and then go back into the pipe, and that's normal behavior for a winged muncher coming out of a pipe. However, if you grab a muncher with a claw, you can actually detach him, and then you can use springs to bounce them around. So in this little scenario here, we're going to catch this winged muncher and then throw it off the level and despawn it, because that's the only way that another muncher will appear from the pipe. And after we do that a little bit, we're going to go past the scene and show you how it can just keep spawning over and over again after it despawns. So, normal behavior on the top left, not normal behavior on the bottom right. The claw catches the muncher, and the spring yeets it off to the left. Off the level. Now if I run over here and get this off screen, you'll see it doesn't take much for that muncher to despawn. It despawns pretty quickly and then respawns right again. So apparently Nintendo deemed it necessary to mess with spike hitboxes and the sword ground pounding. So I'm going to grab a sword from this claw that auto-generates because we're cool like that. Now, we're going to do a ground pound on this spike ball, and you're going to see that we can take damage after we jump off of it if we ground pound close enough to it. Can we do it? Yes, we can. So as you see, I jumped off of it, but I still took damage. Rip. This is a very interesting setup. This spike ball is going to hit the note block, which pushes the cannon over into this muncher a little bit. And then this conveyor belt is going to continue to move this cannon to the left. So this cannon will hide the spike, and it will overlay or underlay on this muncher. There is a blue block behind the muncher right there. So if I hit this on-off switch, it will kill the muncher and then shoot this cannon back out to the right of this spike and kill us. So it's an interesting troll. So it's a couple little glitches all in one and a troll at the end of it. So young Todd is going to ascend the staircase. See an interesting situation. Maybe he has to hit the on-off switch for a particular reason. Let's do it right now. And he dies! Oh, poor guy. And here you're going to witness a hardcore ant Zumba class in action. We're going to make all these ants do backflips, and the two middle ones are going to poof out of existence for some reason. Isn't that interesting? And here we're going to see yet another example of how Nintendo just purely does not understand how momentum works. This cannon is going to drop onto this crate, and the conveyor belt's going to push it off to the left. The cannon should stay on the crate the entire time, but wouldn't you know it, that's not what happens. So the crate keeps moving to the left, and the cannon drops straight down. again. That's not how momentum works, Nintendo. You silly. Here young Todd stumbles upon an interesting little situation. And the Gopher down there gets a little bit of a Softlock city going on. A little bit of a payback there. Now if I stand on the top of this Pow on the edge, the Gopher will go back and forth, which is kind of cool. If the Gopher and Bomb are not there and we fall into this little spot right here, it could pose an interesting little Softlock slash anti-Softlock. So if I fall down here, you're going to see that we can't actually get out of here. And jumping up does not activate the Pow either. And no matter how hard we try, we have to jump a lot in order to get out of that situation. So you have to jump enough that the seesaw starts to come up. And that allows you to get free. If you hold left, you can jump out right away. You can hit the Pow without activating it as well. If there is a cannon there instead of a Pow, do not, under any circumstance, jump onto that seesaw. Can you guess what's going to happen? Can you guess? Instant death. So here we find more x equals 9 shenanigans for young Todd over here. So when I hit this block right here, if I'm lucky, this bomb will go over to the left and merge with the Muncher. And I'll be able to blow up that question mark block and get a key to go into the door. Like that. It's odd behavior for sure. Let's change this a little bit, shall we? We will multi-grab, pull it over one tile, and see if the same behavior happens. You'd be surprised to find out that no. Now that's normal. It should just pop down like that. So why in the world does that happen? There's a lot of x equals 9 shenanigans, y equals whatever shenanigans in this game in Super Mario Maker, which change certain behaviors of items and enemies, and this is just one of those. If it's right one, then bomb will just come straight down. If it's left one, bomb will not. It will clip over to the left and go into the Muncher. There's no reasonable explanation for this at all. This is an interesting setup that we weren't able to figure out in the past, for whatever reason. This Spike-Top is going to climb the wall and push these Pows together, and when it does, this Muncher is going to get yeeted out to the left. Woo! Flies out to the left. This works in SMW, but it does not work in Super Mario Bros. U. It just kind of drops. In order to make this setup work in NSMBU, we actually have to pull these Pows down one tile. Now let's see what happens. It works yet again. Nice. Pretty cool little setup, if I do say so myself.